How's it going, everybody? It's the Keenest Fox here. Today it's my channel where I talk about anime, video games, cartoons, most notably Sonic and Ninja Turtles lore. And today, well, I'm going to be talking about Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood and stuff, a game that not a lot of people talk about. But I just got it like literally probably at the start of this month of like March, and I just beat it like literally not like just a couple of days ago, not too long ago from now. And I thought it was a pretty fun game, you know. I was kind of engaged in the story and stuff. I heard a lot of people used to say it was like one of the worst Sonic games ever, and personally myself, I don't think it's that bad. It's not perfect, which I will get into later in this video, but it's not bad. But anyways, I know I haven't been talking for a while, like these normal videos that I usually do, because I've been just caught up with some things. Like, you know, I wanted to focus on my art and stuff, like do animations and stuff, because, you know, I just thought that was just fun. You know, work on myself and all that stuff. What else? I mean, my birthday just passed, so yeah. Yeah, my birthday just passed, so that was pretty cool. Then, yeah, other than that, I just haven't really had much to talk about. But nowadays, I mean, I definitely do have more that I want to talk about, like this, for example, Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood. I wanted to beat that. And I'm also playing Jack and Dexter 2, so there is that too, but I probably won't talk about that, who knows. But anyways, yeah, there's that. There's the Sonic movie and stuff that's coming out. I want to make a video before the movie is released and stuff, explaining my predictions and stuff, because I have a few predictions on the movie and stuff. So yeah, but of course, I'm not gonna miss this movie for the world. And then what else? And then there's also something I also wanted to talk about too regarding the Tails, you know, because I don't feel like Tails gets enough credit, and I just want to talk about him a little bit more, since I normally just talk about either Sonic or Amy or whatever, but well, for a while I'm going to try and talk about Tails, you know, and give your boy some credit, because he was at one point one of my favorite video game characters. But anyways, let's get into the video. Alright, I'm going to try and summarize the story in the best way that I can. I mean, it's not really hard to get, and it doesn't take that many nuances to get either. It's just like, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to keep it fairly simple. So basically, after Sonic and his friends had finally, like, you know, after they had defeated Dr. Eggman and thought that they had finally put him down for good, which I'll definitely talk about that later in the video. Pretty much they go about living their peaceful and normal lives until one day Knuckles ends up getting captured by these guys called the Marauders, basically. And they've been going around stealing Chaos Emeralds and stuff, and they captured Knuckles because him and Tails tried to spring a trap on him and whatnot, and it ended up backfiring. So pretty much Knuckles got caught. Tails ended up running off to Sonic and told him what happened. Basically, him, Amy, and Rouge, who is acting off a GUN, the four of them gathered together to find out more about this mysterious enemy and whatnot, and their technology, which apparently is controlling all the animals in the vicinity and stuff to attack people and be all hostile and aggressive. So there is that. So after dealing with all of that and rescuing Knuckles, basically, they find out that these guys called the Marauders are actually echidnas and stuff. And if you know your stuff about echidnas inside Sonic and whatnot, you would know that they're actually supposed to be extinct, and that Knuckles is actually the last of his own kind. But to find an echidna this day and age, yeah, that's kind of rare. So anyways, it turns out that these guys called the Marauders, they're also part of this thing called the Nocturnus clan. Basically, the Nocturnus clan, they're a kind of rival clan to the Knuckles clan. Yeah, Knuckles is a descendant of the Knuckles clan. But the the Nocturnus clan is basically this rival clan to the Knuckles clan and stuff. Pachimak, the chief of the Knuckles clan, used to be rivals with this guy named Imperator Ixis and stuff, who is their leader and all that. So yeah. So anyways, these guys have been going around stealing Chaos Emeralds and stuff, and obviously they're up to no good. So Sonic and his friends try to fight them off and whatnot, but they're really tough. They got like all this army and stuff, and they got this advanced technology that not even Tails can comprehend. So that says a lot, because Tails has an IQ of 300. So yeah. So anyways, pretty much they try to gather as many people as they can on board with this. Of course, this is kind of optional in the game, but they gather Team Rose, Team Dark, and Dr. Eggman, who apparently survived their last encounter, and all of them try to, like, you know, find a way to stop the Marauders or the Nocturnus clan and whatnot. So Eggman and Tails end up building a rocket ship so that they can go to the Twilight Cage, with of course Dr. Eggman staying behind for other reasons that we're going to get into later. So then basically, let's see, Shade ended up betraying her people because, Shade, if I haven't mentioned her already, she's also the kind of one of the leaders of the Nocturnus clan, and she hasn't been on board with what the Imperator has been doing, using the Chaos Emerald and the Master Emerald to try and take over worlds and stuff. Yeah, not exactly what she signed up for, so she was kind of pissed about that. So she ended up betraying him for the greater good and teamed up with Sonic and his crew to stop him, pretty much. So all of them went to the so-called Twilight Cage, which is in outer space and stuff. This like outer space like prison that they're from. So basically they go in there. Let's see, what else did they do? And they try to stop the Imperator that way, pretty much take the fight to him. So they come across other species like the Kron, the Voxai, the Nurgle, and what else did they have? Voxai, Nurgle. I'm sorry, I can't remember all of them by name like that right now. And the Zoa. So basically, pretty much, Ixis had pretty much control over all four of these species and stuff, pretty much in his pocket, because he had he kind of knew that some of them were either on bad footing or he was controlling them with the Chaos Emeralds and stuff, pretty much. And he had the Master Emerald, pretty much, which hold pretty much the keys to the card or whatever. So yeah, but they all pretty much had one thing in common, which they hated was Ixis for using them. So pretty much Sonic had kind of formed an alliance. Him and his friends ended up helping like form an alliance with all those other species to turn against Imperator Ixis, so they can also take the fight to him, because again, this guy is tough, and if they go straight to him, this man got the Master Emerald, so that means that they're all getting folded if they just try to fight him with their base power alone. So anyways, they go towards him. Knuckles tries to get to him first because he wants to at least reason with him, because Knuckles, again, like I said, if you don't already know, he's the last of his people, so of course he's going to feel some type of way going against other echidnas and stuff, like, oh, do we really have to, like, kill him, or do we have to destroy him or whatever? Like, can't we just at least make some kind of peace or something? So basically Knuckles tries to get to Imperator and stuff and talk to him and whatnot, at least talk him out of it, and at least like just do the right thing. But then Imperator is like, nah, sorry Knuckles, you can join me if you want. I mean, you're kind of strong, but if not, alright, I'm taking over the world. I don't care what you gotta say. So basically that happened. So pretty much Sonic had walked in on that, and with all the Chaos Emeralds from the other races that Imperator had given them, pretty much he was able to turn into Supersonic and even up the fight with Imperator Ixis, and pretty much he defeated him, kicked his ass and everything. And before Ixis can kind of seal off their exit to the Twilight Cage, they managed to get away and all that stuff, and they reached back to Earth, only to find that Dr. Eggman pretty much stayed behind, conquered the world. They've been gone for some time. Seems like a lot of time passes by on Earth than it does in the Twilight Cage, which will explain why why Shade and Imperator Ixis are like 4,000 years old, and they don't obviously look it, Yes, the time definitely moves differently in the Twilight Cage. So anyways, they return to Earth. Dr. Eggman has conquered it and pretty much attacks them and stuff. So this is supposed to bleed into a sequel, which never happened, unfortunately. So the game ended on a cliffhanger. And that's basically the story of Sonic Chronicles. This is the best way I can sum it up. So yeah, I'll just share you my opinions on it.
Then the game ends. Just like that. The cliffhangers of all cliffhangers, and that the game rather humorously breaks the fourth wall to thank the developers. It doesn't mask the fact that this ending, as well as the story, was lame as shit. Nothing much happens here. I summed up an RPG story in about a minute. To elaborate, I'm talking the narrative structure. We're talking characterization. Honestly, I think that's fine. Assuming you're not a fan of Team Chaotix, or being the Dynamite. Maya the Armadillo, Bark the Polar Bear. All your favorite Sonic characters are here, and this game takes full advantage of their established personalities for the sake of some witty dialogue. And thanks to the dialogue tree formula that I'm sure Bioware fans are sure to recognize, you can make Sonic out to be a full-out paragon or a full-blown renegade dickhead. I mean, you're still the hero at the end of the day, but if you keep up with the asshole quips, you'll be wondering how the fuck are these people still friends with this douchebag when everything ends. But good characterization can only keep a bare plot interesting for so long. This game rarely has anything I describe as character development or even adequate world building. And the overarching story is so one-dimensional, I'm surprised they managed to stretch this into a 20-plus hour adventure. Let's start with the Marauders. We know they're a long-lost Echidna tribe, but besides Shade, who later defects, nothing much comes out of that. They created the Gizzoids, which Sonic Battle fans can relish in, but so what? What relevance does that serve here? Nothing. Doesn't mean shit. And the leader of the group, Imperator X, the head honcho bent on world domination that caused all this riffraff in the first place, we meet him a grand total of 2 times, once in the middle of the story and again at the very end, right before he gets his ass kicked by Super Sonic. And I think part of what makes an RPG great is its villain, and the journey you travel to learn more about them, their motives, their origins, as well as the conflicts resulting from those points. Imperator X is a total lame-ass and somehow more generic than Bowser. Because this game is centered on nothing but his conquest and the Marauders, the result is one empty plot. Only at the end do we see a glimmer of something, when Ix attempts to persuade Knuckles to join his cause. As played out as that is, it would have been interesting to see throughout the whole adventure how Knuckles dealt with the fact that he's not actually the last of his kind. And while there is something of the sort here, it's underdeveloped and, depending on your team composition, almost entirely optional. They dropped the ball big time on that. Sonic Chronicles is by the numbers at its very best, and a generic slog everywhere else.
So I do think that Some Call Me Johnny did give a pretty good take on Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood and stuff. At least when it came to the story and whatnot. Personally, myself, I disagree with his take, but I think his is probably a lot more neutral and a lot more objective than my own. But hey, I'll tell you why I actually think it's a pretty good story in my opinion and whatnot, since this is kind of my review on my channel. But I do think that his review and a few others definitely did, which I would definitely reference in this video. If I have the time. But yeah, so I mean, I think there's some pretty good parts in this video and whatnot, like this next clip that I'm going to play.
I have a lot of memories of 2008. The Phillies won the World Series. I was about a year into my education at the Art Institute of Philadelphia, and I was horribly depressed and unemployed. It wasn't the best year for me mentally, and I have no problem with saying that out in the open. Video games were often my escape, and around this time, personalities such as the angry video game nerd, the nostalgia critic, and a shitload of other people with something to say were really starting to get their voices out there. After thinking about it for a bit, I figured, hey, I think I could do that too, and God knows I had to keep myself distracted, so I went on to create this channel. Close to a decade later, it's been some ride so far. So take it from me, if you're ever in a similar rut that I was, where I seemed aimless, didn't know what to do with myself, just keep going, and eventually everything will work out. It may not be immediate, but it will happen. You just gotta go out there and express yourself. So I started things with the Kingdom Hearts rant, because who the fuck wasn't ranting about something around that time? It was Sonic the Hedgehog where I found some sort of comfort zone to establish myself. As a fan since the early 90s, I felt I could express my honest-to-God thoughts about this franchise, and like a wanting child, hope someone would listen in and express their opinions as well. I think that all worked out, and in the end, I have these 2 games to thank for that. They were some of the first Sonic games I ever reviewed, back when this channel was Super Game Brothers, before that became the dedicated Let's Play channel over on SGB Likes to Play. You should check it out if you haven't already. Look at this. My God, is that me? I had hair! Oh man, the dying smoke detector. Why did I never replace the batteries for that shit? There are weapons and armor that can increase your stats, but the boosts are so pathetic that I didn't even bother with them. It's crazy, isn't it? How time flies. Well, it's been almost 9 years in these 2 games, so let's start with Sonic Chronicles the Dark Brotherhood for the Nintendo DS.
Alright, so basically I wanted to like share some like pros and cons and stuff. Basically, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the whatever. Pretty much, you know, the whole ordeal. So anyways, I'm going to start with the cons first before I move to the pros, because, you know, I like to tell you the bad news before I do the good news. Usually when I'm on the subject of something positive or something that I like just talking about. But anyways, the cons of Sonic Chronicles. Now these are just some of my cons and stuff. I don't know, there might be more, but that other people might have, but these are just for me personally, that I have. And the worst thing I have to say about Sonic Chronicles is the graphics. The graphics, the CGI, and the character models look pretty bad. Now, the graphics in the game and the CGI, yeah. And I know this game came out like in 2008, but oh my god, the graphics like are so bad. Like it makes Sonic 3D Blast look good, or make Sonic 3D Blast look like gold and stuff. And I might have to replay Sonic 3D Blast. And I don't think it was really that bad of a game, but yeah, just not something that can compete to like I don't know Mario 64 or anything, I guess. But anyways, the graphics not that great. The CGI, when you look at the intro, the intro looks pretty bad. The character models though, the character models kind of look weird when you're like playing the RPG game and like the characters turn around and you see their faces and stuff. They got these like big bright eyes. Kind of reminds you a little bit of the Archie Sonic comics a little bit. Whereas some characters actually kind of do look exactly how they are supposed to. Like I guess Big the Cat, Omega. Um, let's see. I think Cream. Like some characters don't really have that problem, but some characters like Sonic, Knuckles, Amy, Tails have like these really big eyes and stuff. These like very big anime bubbly looking eyes that look like they'd be like in Powerpuff Girls or something. But yeah, but mostly yeah, that's just my main issue with the game. Other than that, um, I have to say that's the biggest one. Then followed up with that, I have to say the human designs. Now there are humans inside this game and whatnot, where you can like take on various side missions and side quests or whatever, just to help out or increase your level and experience and all that stuff, which it does help from time to time. When you like not on the main plot and stuff like that. So I definitely do this to kind of boost my level up or whatever, that kind of thing. So the human designs, they look like crap. Like I'm not even kidding. They look very, very bad. They look like something out of like a really like out of a weird cartoon like Flapjack or something. They look like, yeah, they're like the humans from Flapjack pretty much. Captain Knuckles looking. Let me stop. But yeah, the character models look pretty. I mean, the human designs look pretty bad. I would have preferred something from Hell. Like I would have even taken human-looking Dr. Eggman over this, to be honest, from Sonic 06. But I digress. But anyways, yeah. Then definitely a common thing a lot of people will definitely say about Sonic Chronicles, and this isn't a big of an issue for me, but it's the music. Now, the music to me inside Sonic Chronicles isn't all that bad, I guess. Um, I mean, some is a little hit or miss. It's like some is like, okay, this is a little, I guess, off-putting or whatever. It's not like, yeah, I want to turn down the volume, but it's like just a beat in my head that's like, duh, duh, that kind of thing, I guess. I'll probably put up like an example of somebody talking about it and whatnot.
Yeah, so right off the bat, first impressions are not that great. This game has been infamous for its laughable soundtrack, and there really isn't any excuse for how low quality it is. I mean, come on, let's take a moment to really appreciate what the DS is really capable of, shall we? Needless to say that for the remainder of this video, I'm going to be using music from other games. The thing is, too, is that apparently the team composed an original score for the game, but closer towards the end of this game's development, they faced some sort of copyright issue and had to throw it all out the window, leaving us with what we currently have. Now, I appreciate that they try to take music from other Sonic games to put them here, but at this point, they were just better off bringing the tracks as they were from the original games, rather than making them sound like how they do in this game.
And now here's a clip of what the music actually does sound like and whatnot, which I actually think it sounds pretty decent or pretty good. Alright, so the next con I wanted to talk about is the limited amount of rings. So as you're playing the game and stuff, and you're like exploring other places throughout the levels and stuff, basically. Of course, you can collect rings and stuff, and like use them to like purchase items and stuff that can help you on your thing. Honestly, I promise you, I have not used my rings at all inside Sonic Chronicles. I have never used it to buy anything from a store. Nothing. I've pretty much played the whole game without spending all those rings because I kind of had a feeling that if I was going to spend them, then I think that's just going to be it. And I think it is the case. Like if you spend your rings and stuff, that's it. And when it's like very finite. And I even read in the Sonic Speedia book, the little 30th anniversary little Sonic Speedia book, where yeah, I have that. Basically, I think they said it was even finite too. They even said the game is non-canon, but I'll go more into that later. But yeah, has a very finite, which means limited amount of rings. So you might want to be careful on how you spin your rings. You can also use your rings to like help you out on like puzzles and stuff for like hints and all that jazz, to figure out how these puzzles work in order to like progress through the story. Honestly, I'd never used my rings to buy like the hints or whatever. I just went on either YouTube or just figured it out for myself, basically. Because again, I'm not trying to waste rings, because I'm like, I don't know, maybe there might be something important towards the end or whatever that you can probably use your rings for, but I've never used my rings at all in this game. Then one of the other worst things is that you got to use a stylus the whole game. Now, personally myself, I'd rather use like of course the directional pad or the analog stick, which again it's a DS, so you don't really get an analog stick. Well, I have this on it. Well, it's on a DS, but I played it on my 3DS. But you can't use the directional pad. You can't use the your buttons or anything. It's strictly just stylus alone. And I think there was a similar game, just like Mario and Luigi's Inside Bowser Story, where I think it was only just stylus alone. But I don't know. For me, I just like I don't know. But eventually, I got used to it, I guess, over the time over the course. So if you're not really a fan of using like the stylus and stuff, then maybe this game probably isn't for you. But if you're willing to grow accustomed to it, then yeah. And hell, I gotta say that this is at least better controls than Sonic and the Secret Rings, am I right? Yeah, this is definitely better controls than Sonic and the Secret Rings. With the stylus and stuff, instead of using the Wii remote to do X, Y, and Z. And then one of the other worst things, and this is probably my final con, is that they reused a bunch of stock audio and stuff. Like the game kind of has these like weird kind of like, I don't know, pain sounds and stuff from like girls and guys and stuff. It's kind of weird. I don't know how to really describe it, and I probably won't even put any of the audio in there or in this video, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, that is the case. So those are some of the cons that I gotta say about Sonic Chronicles. Now let's get into some of the pros. Now, some of the pros in the game is, I gotta say, is number one to me is the story and the lore. Of course, I bought this game for a couple of reasons of my own, and I will definitely explain that here in the pros, is the story and the lore. Now, I knew of Sonic Chronicles, of course, for a while, but I never like got the game or anything or whatever. Like I've heard of characters like Shade the Echidna, Imperator, Ixis, but I didn't know what their whole story was about or whatever, and I didn't want to like spoil myself by going to like Wikipedia or looking off of like, I don't know, a YouTube video or something. I like to experience things like firsthand, get that kind of experience and stuff, and like learn that kind of way, because I just feel like it's just more interactive and fun, and that's what I liked about this game, like I was not disappointed by like the story and the lore. Now again, Johnny, some call me Johnny, said that the story, he didn't like the story and he felt like it was just underdeveloped and whatnot, and that's your opinion. If you don't like it, that's cool. But for me personally, I thought the story was pretty good. Like compared to like the stories nowadays, where they don't even try that much to even get to build a good story, like Forces or Colors or whatever. And I know, again, I always bring up Forces and Colors and stuff, but again, I do feel like stories do in fact matter inside the Sonic games. I mean, hell, I would definitely say that that's one of the driving factors that puts Sonic above Mario, is that the characters have they have better characterization. They have a better story than Mario. That's just my opinion. But, or just like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will probably tell you that though. But yes, story and characterization does in fact matter inside Sonic games and stuff. I even made an animation and stuff where I was saying that yeah, Sonic characters should be playable again. Mainly, I didn't know what to title that animation or whatever. I had no clue. Uh, like I was thinking everybody save Sonic, but that's just a little, I guess, dry. So I called it Sonic characters should be playable again, because I mean it's the truth. That is how I feel. Sonic characters should be playable again, and for these reasons, expressing themselves like this and characterization and all that jazz. I like it. So, anyways, the story though, yeah, the lore and all that, yeah, because of course Sonic has a lot of lore. They did stuff with the echidnas and stuff, because you gotta wonder, is there actually any other echidnas out there? And we got an answer to that in this game. Now, like I said, the game is kind of technically non-canon or whatever, according to the Speededia, so that might be like something that's new, I guess. I don't know. But regardless, I mean, it could be up for grabs. It could be your own headcanon or whatever, But I actually liked it, like these these other race of echidnas. I would definitely take this over whatever the hell Ken Penders did, which, yeah, we'll definitely talk about Ken Penders in this video too. But I'll take that definitely over whatever the hell Ken Penders did inside the Archie comics. And then some of the other stuff, like they created the Gizoids, which that definitely gives you some explanation there. So what I definitely liked is that they utilized plots and stuff from like Sonic Adventures 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog, like EGGHUNT and stuff. They utilized them, and hell, I don't even think it's been like, I don't know how many years since EGGHUNT's been like referenced and stuff. Yeah, way too long, because again, these guys are like probably the most powerful military inside the Sonic series, and they haven't been mentioned ever since in like dire situations, like I don't know, like Sonic Forces or something. Instead they had to make the Resistance, which again, yeah. But anyways, and then Sonic Battle and stuff with the Gizoids, like we had Emerald inside Sonic Battle, and Emerald was a pretty cool character. And then, yeah, etc. So, yeah, I felt like there was definitely a lot of lore in this game, and that's also definitely why I bought the game, because I wanted to know more about the story and the lore, and I wasn't disappointed. And let's see, one of the other pros. Pro number 2, the newer characters and the playable characters. Now, like I said, I do think, I feel like characters inside Sonic should be a lot more playable than just playing as Sonic all the time. That's why I think Sonic Mania was definitely popular, or why it was definitely good, because it wasn't just Sonic that you can just play as. You can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and then Mania Plus you can play as Mighty and Ray and stuff, which is pretty awesome. I actually like playing all those characters, And I feel like the same should go for like upcoming Sonic games, where they should like add in new characters and stuff, or not new characters, my bad. They should utilize the characters that they have versus just shove them in the background and stuff and just have them support Sonic on the sidelines or just be cheerleaders, That's just my personal opinion, of course, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel that way though. But in here, they're definitely playable. You get to, yeah, and they're definitely utilized in the story. That's for damn sure. You can definitely use like characters like Big the Cat, Cream, Omega. You can use Shadow, Rouge, Amy, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and hell, even the new character Shade. And even Dr. Eggman. So this is probably one of the few games where you can actually play as Dr. Eggman, actually, come to think about it. But the newer characters, though, I mean, I like the newer characters like Imperator Ixis and Shade and stuff. I thought, okay, these are pretty awesome Echidna characters and stuff. They're not just like, I don't know, palette swaps of Knuckles or something. Yeah, I'm going to stay on that for a minute. But anyways, but yeah, Shade, though, I thought she has a pretty nice design. I thought she was a pretty decent character and stuff. She basically turned her back on like all the people and stuff. I'll talk more about Shade's character later. But I thought she was pretty cool and stuff, And Imperator Ixis and stuff, I thought he was definitely like, well, again, I'll get more into the characters later, but still, I like the newer characters. That's all I can just tell you right there. And then playability and stuff. Now, I wouldn't say this is this is the best like Sonic experience ever, and this is like, if you want to get into the Sonic series, you got to start with this game. I wouldn't suggest that, but if you like RPGs and if you like Sonic characters and stuff, and you like the story, then this game actually might be just for you. But anyways, in terms of playability, though, I might actually replay this game. I won't play it I won't play it right away, because I got other games that I gotta beat and stuff. Like I'm playing Jak and Daxter 2, so I'm working on that and a bunch of other stuff. And I'm actually thinking about replaying Sonic 06, so I can talk more about that later on this channel and stuff. And just to like remind myself about Sonic 06 and why I like it, because believe it or not, I actually think Sonic 06 is probably one of my top 10 favorite Sonic games, if I'm being completely honest with you. I don't even think at all it deserves the hate it gets, or, yeah, I mean, I get it that, yeah, but I'll talk about that when the time comes. But Sonic 06, not a half bad game. This game isn't as bad as everybody says it is. I have hell of a lot more respect for this game than I do for some of the meta era games. Like, I'll tell you that right now. But anyways, the playability. So, yeah, I feel like I want to go back, probably find some newer things, maybe make some alternate choices and stuff. And hell, you get to keep all your stats and stuff. You keep all the rings you got, all the chows you found, and everything. And your level is at the same. So it's not like you're just like, restarting the game at the level of 0, unless you like want to like delete your file and just start a new game, then that's different. But other than that, once you beat the game, yeah, pretty much they give you the chance to just restart the whole game from there. But anyways, yeah, and then next up we got the Chow Garden and stuff. I thought the Chow Garden was pretty good. I haven't really, well, actually, no, I take that back. I can't really use the Chow Garden that much, or I haven't used it that much myself, personally. Like, I haven't, like, yeah, but maybe when I'm replaying the game just for the fun of it, then maybe I'll probably revisit Chow Garden. But, yeah, there's Chow Garden there, and some people actually say it's probably one of the best Chow Gardens inside, inside this game, actually. So, that's pretty cool. And not to mention, you can actually equip the Chows to, like, be a part of, like, the character and stuff, or assign them to a certain character. So they wouldn't be affected by certain abilities, or they can have certain abilities, or whatever, etc. It's pretty cool. Then next up, I'll say the chapter arc, and the box art. Now, I already said that the cutscenes don't look all that great, the CGI and the character models don't look all that great, and the human designs just look terrible. But what I do have to say is the chapter art and the box art looks amazing. I actually like it. It looks like, yeah, it looks like very well done and everything. Like, I actually like looking at it. It's, yeah, it's really cool looking. So, yeah, it definitely makes some pretty interesting wallpapers if you're into that. So, yeah. And then moving on. Sanemi moments. Of course, I gotta throw that on here. It definitely has a lot of good Sanemi moments inside the game. Well, okay, not probably a whole lot, but if you want to stay on the subject, I guess, yeah. That's also one of the reasons why I'm kind of replaying the game. You already know I'm a big Sanemi fan. But, and probably one of the reasons why I actually bought the game, too. Again, it's not really much. I bought it for, like, $17 and stuff. Just, yeah, I know, $17. I bought it off of, like, GameStop and stuff, off the, like, the website. I'm not buying it for $100-something on Amazon just to get shipped from Japan to my house. Like, no thank you. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And the game's not worth $100-something and stuff, just to keep in mind. 17, sure, but... or maybe 14, I would say, but nah, not 100. I can get a whole nother console with that type of money. But anyways, yeah, the Sanemi moment, so I liked it and whatnot. I'll probably talk more about that later. The battle music and stuff. Now, this might be my controversial opinion, but I actually think the music and stuff, some of the music, not all of it, but I think some of the music wasn't half bad. Now, it ain't like, it's better than like Sonic Secret Rings or Sonic 06 or Sonic Heroes or the Sonic Adventure games in terms of music. Keep in mind this is on a handheld game and stuff, and even on, like, I know on a handheld game and stuff there have been better music, but then again, like, this game came out in 2008, so I don't know what that's limited to or what excuses can you use there, but I'm not really sure. But regardless, I didn't think it was too bad. I actually think that the Nocturnus' home planet, or their home turf or whatever, their island, I actually thought that their theme was actually probably the most hardest in the game. Like, and by hardest, I mean, like, I think it was pretty fire, I think it was pretty good. It sounded like, not even just sounded like, it was literally just a remix of Big Arms from Sonic 3 and stuff, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and it was awesome. I actually liked it. I actually like listening to it. Now, I wouldn't say I would get up and listen to it every day, but just thinking about these themes and stuff, I would go back and listen to that theme. Definitely, I love it. It's kind of like, it has this creepy kind of tone to it, but then when it starts to pick up, it picks up, in my opinion. So that's just me. And then this game was also developed by Bioware, which Bioware, I hear, is known for their RPGs. I don't really play too many Bioware games or anything like that. But from what I heard, yeah, developed by Bioware. And I think, now I don't play Mass Effect, but it was developed by Mass Effect, and Mass Effect is a popular game. So there is that. So that's all I got to say there on the pros and the cons. Now I'm probably going to talk about the characters and stuff and the story. What do I think of it and all that other jazz. And then I'll probably cap off the video. But anyways, yeah.